Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? Oh, wow. Will Smith just smacked the out of me.
I don't give two craps what people feel about this bald head of mine, because guess what? I love it.
This year's Oscars will definitely go down as the most controversial due to Will Smith's moment of indiscretion and Chris Rock's strong chin. Though the Fresh Prince apologized for his indiscretions, Jada Pinkett may have harbored other ideas. After all, this was not the first time the comedian was picking on her for no reason. What ideas was Jada harboring? Would she have had the guts to carry them out? The wife of Will Smith, Jada Pinkett, has been the subject of Chris Rock's roasting for years, and she had enough. Though Big Will seemed to have enjoyed her wife's roasting at first, a cursory glance from Jada prompted him to take action, an action that he will live to regret. At that moment, Will Smith may have felt his wife saying, "I should have slapped him for mocking my alopecia." So Big Will, after feeling his wife's rage from her searing glare, got up, walked gallantly up to the stage, and did exactly what his wife might have done had she gotten the chance. After the incident, viewers were quick to note that this wasn't the first time Jada had been the butt of Chris Rock's jokes. In 2016, Jada decided to boycott the Oscars for a perceived lack of recognition for black actors, and the comedian saw it as an opportunity to aim a dig at the actress. He remarked, "Jada said she's not coming." I was like, isn't she on a TV show? Jada's gonna boycott the Oscars? Jada boycotting the Oscars is like me boycotting Rihanna's panties. I wasn't invited. At the time, Jada seemed to be okay with Chris Rock's jokes about her. She shrugged it off as one of the things that came with the terrain. As she said in an interview, "Hey look, it comes with the territory. We gotta keep it moving. We got a lot of stuff we gotta handle. A lot of stuff going on in our world right now. We gotta keep it moving." During that same event, Chris Rock also mocked Will Smith's 1999 box office flop, Wild Wild West, by remarking, "It's not fair that Will was this good and didn't get nominated. You're right. It's also not fair that Will was paid $20 million for Wild Wild West." Though Will Smith did not comment on Rock's bullying at the time, it's not far-fetched to believe that he was hurt by Chris's mockery and wanted an opportunity to air his grievances, an opportunity that came at this year's Oscars. So when the comedian bullied Jada by referencing her alopecia, all hell broke loose. A glance at his wife's face empowered the Fresh Prince to smack the comedian right across the face. Will may have felt he was doing his wife a favor for all the bullying she had gone through at the hands of Chris Rock over the years. Maybe if she had the opportunity, she would have slapped the entertainer for all the years of mockery. However, many were the fans and celebrities who were disappointed at the actions of the Men in Black actor. British prolific author Bernadine Evaristo shared her opinion on Twitter. "What a thing to wake up to! Only the fifth black man in nearly 100 years to win an Oscar for male lead, and the first in 16 years resorts to violence instead of utilizing the power of words to slay Chris Rock. Then he claims God and love made him do it." Reacting to the unscripted drama at the 2022 Oscars, some fans believe that Will's actions on the night might have disempowered Jada. They felt that she could have dealt the blow herself if she wanted to and did not need her husband to do it for her. One fan wrote on Reddit, "If Jada Pinkett Smith thought that Chris Rock deserved to be slapped for what he said about her, she's more than capable of doing it herself." Will Smith's smack and "keep my wife's name out of your mouth" moment didn't land as gallant to me. It came off as disempowering. Another also felt that an offensive gesture would have been enough. They commented, "Willie effectively removed her agency, her ability to make an informed decision for herself, and executively decided that she would choose violence. He represents her to an extent." A middle finger would have done the trick, I think. However, other users felt that Will Smith's behavior did not disempower Jada in any way. Countering the initial narrative, one fan wrote, "Will's reaction has nothing to do with her agency. He doesn't take anything away from her. Maybe she made the informed decision to feel her feelings and sit tight and let it go. Will made his own decision to go punch a MF, cause why not, I guess." Supporting the counter-narrative, one fan opined, "As others have commented, Will has a nearly decade-long history of quietly putting up with Jada very publicly disrespecting him on a global stage. So I think while you typically be right, this is the complete opposite power dynamic than you think." Then there were the fans who thought that both Jada and her husband should have let the joke slide as they did in 2016. According to them, Big Will's reactions shed more light on an event that would have been forgotten by now. A Reddit user commented, "Last night I learned that the Oscars were happening and that she has alopecia. 100% the joke would have been forgotten in minutes without his clownery." To which one fan replied, "Then that Will cheated on her a bunch and she cheated on him with her son's over 18 friend and or open marriage, they would have been far better off just laughing off the joke." However, one fan disagreed that the joke would have been forgotten. They replied, "I think this isn't as true as people like to believe. Yes, the media might have forgotten about it because it wasn't a scandal, but the Smiths already know it happened. The Smiths have already had the issue thrown into the limelight, and anybody who listens to Jada knows she's been uncomfortable about her hair loss associated with it." They continued, "The joke itself is the problem here, because Rock was punching down, knowing fully well the person you're punching down at is made uncomfortable by you punching down at them. Sure, the Smiths could have completely ignored it. I think Jada even wanted that moment to end right there and then. Though I can't say for sure, but then everyone who understood the joke sits and stews and is saying, 'This is okay, you're allowed to joke about her hair,' which isn't true. How it was handled was definitely not the way to go about it. But to say that the joke would be forgotten ignores how many people would actually understand the joke. And more importantly, ignores just how shitty the joke was. I mean, really, if she had cancer, everyone would have been up in arms knowing about her hair loss and how shit of a joke it was. They concluded it was already about her illness the moment the joke got uttered on national television. Will could not make the moment any more about her illness. It was already put on display for all to see." After the altercation, Will Smith apologized for his indiscretion, but seemed to defend his action by saying, "Richard Williams was a fierce defender of his family. Love will make you do crazy things," implying that he did what he did for the love of his wife. However, some fans felt that the King Richard actor should have divorced his wife long ago to avoid the embarrassment. They wrote, "I wouldn't call that an open relationship. I call that a man who loves his wife more than he respects himself." If you actually watch the interview they did, it becomes very clear that ain't an equal commitment open relationships. It's a lost man desperately trying to hold on to a wife who doesn't care about him. Replying to the comment, another fan opined, "Will needs to do the only self-respecting thing and call it off. Him hanging on is destroying his character, making him bitter and ultimately only hurting himself. That women don't want him and it only releases more poison into an already toxic relationship." Jada Pinkett Smith reacted to the whole brouhaha by posting a cryptic message on Instagram which read, "This is a season for healing and I'm here for it." From the post, it's unclear whether she supports her husband's actions and would have done the same or worse if she was in his shoes. However, her husband has come out to apologize to Chris Rock by posting on Instagram, "Violence in all of its forms is poisonous and destructive. My behavior at last night's Academy Awards was unacceptable and inexcusable. Jokes at my expense are a part of the job, but a joke about Jada's medical condition was too much for me to bear, and I reacted emotionally." He apologized. "I would like to publicly apologize to you, Chris. I was out of line and I was wrong. I am embarrassed, and my actions were not indicative of the man I want to be. There is no place for violence in a world of love and kindness." He concluded by saying that, "I would also like to apologize to the Academy, the producers of the show, all the attendees, and everyone watching around the world. I would like to apologize to the Williams family and my King Richard family. I deeply regret that my behavior has stained what has been an otherwise gorgeous journey for all of us. I am a work in progress. Sincerely, Will." Do you think Jada was in on her husband's apology, or she would have dealt Chris Rock a blow for the years of constant bullying? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section. See you in the next video.